The sound of birds filled the air as Amara held on tightly to the rough palm tree. Her small hands were shaking, her feet slipping as she climbed higher. She was only 16, scared of falling, but her grandmother Mama Abele stood below, watching with cold eyes. "Climb faster," Mama Abele shouted. "You want to eat in this house? You must work for it." Amara tried. Sweat rolled down her face. The crown of the palm tree swayed with the wind. She looked down once, fear gripping her chest. "Grandma, please, I'm scared," she cried. But Mama Abele's face was hard. She picked up a stick and struck the base of the tree. The trunk shook. Amara screamed. Her hand slipped. For a moment, she hung there, kicking wildly. Then her grip broke. She fell. The world spun. Her scream tore through the village as her body crashed to the ground. Dust rose into the air. Villagers ran, shouting, as Amara lay still. Some cried out that she was dead. Others rushed for help. Mama Abele did not cry. She only muttered under her breath, "Now everything is mine." 5 years ago. Amara was only 11 when her father died. He had been a hard-working farmer, owning a cocoa plantation, 2 houses, and land. In his will, he left everything to Amara, his only child, but until she turned 18, Mama Abele would be her guardian. At first, Mama Abele acted kind. She cooked Amara's favorite yam porridge. She bought her new school uniforms. She told the villagers she would protect her granddaughter. People believed her. But in secret, greed was eating her heart. She wanted the land, the houses, the money. She told herself the inheritance should belong to her, not a little girl. Slowly, her love turned into cruelty. She started selling land behind Amara's back. She collected rent from one of the houses and never told her. Whenever Amara asked questions, Mama Abele shouted, "Keep quiet, child. Everything you eat comes from me. Don't ever speak to me about property again." But Amara was sharp. She listened to people talking in the market. One day, she heard that her father's cocoa farm had been sold. Shock hit her. When she asked Mama Abele, the old woman slapped her hard across the face. "You dare question me?" she shouted. "Ungrateful girl!" That night, Amara hugged her father's picture and whispered, "One day I will take back everything." But Mama Abele was already planning to remove her from the way. The day of the palm tree incident started like a normal morning. Mama Abele smiled too much, her voice sweet. She made Amara a big bowl of porridge and even told her a joke. Amara was surprised, but also suspicious. After breakfast, Mama Abele handed her a basket. "Go and pluck palm fruit," she said softly. "We will make fresh palm oil today." Amara obeyed. She climbed the tree, scared but determined. At the top, she reached for the fruit. Suddenly, she heard the sharp crack of a stick. The tree shook. Her body slipped. She screamed as she fell. The villagers carried her to a healer. Her bones were broken, but her life was still in her. For weeks, she lay between life and death. Mama Abele spread lies in the village, saying Amara had been careless. Some believed her. But Amara's heart was no longer the same. The fall had broken her body, but it had also opened her eyes. She knew her grandmother wanted her dead, and she promised herself she would survive, not just to live, but to return one day for justice. After many weeks of healing, Amara could finally walk again, though she limped. The villagers pitied her, but they could not openly accuse Mama Abele. She was an elder, feared by many. One evening, Amara heard her grandmother talking to a stranger outside the hut. "Is she still alive?" the man asked. "Yes," Mama Abele replied, "but not for long. I will finish what I started." Amara's blood ran cold. That night, before dawn, she took her father's old bag, put in her schoolbooks, and slipped out of the house. She walked for hours through the forest, hiding from hunters. By morning, she reached a nearby town where nobody knew her. There, she met a kind widow named Mama Ijeoma, who sold vegetables in the market. When she heard Amara's story, she took her in. "You will live with me," Mama Ijeoma said. "You are safe here." Amara wept with relief. She stayed, helping in the market during the day and studying at night. She swore never to forget what Mama Ibele had done. 5 years passed. Amara was no longer a weak, scared girl. She had grown into a strong young woman. She finished school, learned business skills from Mama Ijeoma, and even saved money from selling vegetables. At night, she often dreamt of her father. In her dreams, he said, "Do not let my sweat and blood go to waste. Take back what is yours." One evening, Amara decides it is time. She tells Mama Ijeoma, "Mother, I must go back. My father's spirit will not rest until I return." Mama Ijeoma hugs her tightly. "Then go, my daughter, but go with wisdom." One day, Amara returned to her village in secret. She stood on a hilltop and looked down. Her father's land was almost gone. The houses were in ruins. Mama Ibele had sold everything for quick money. Anger burned in Amara's chest, but she also knew if she confronted her grandmother without proof, people would not believe her. She needed a plan. Amara began to gather evidence. She met old neighbors who remembered when her father wrote his will. She found a copy of the land documents in the local court records. She even spoke to buyers who had purchased land from Mama Ibele. Many admitted she lied, telling them Amara had died years ago. Piece by piece, Amara built her case. But she wanted more than legal victory. She wanted her grandmother to face shame in front of the whole village. On a market day, Amara walked into the village square. She wore a simple blue dress, her head high. The villagers gasped, "Amara, but we thought you died." Mama Ibele froze where she sat, selling palm oil. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. Amara's voice rang clear. "I did not die. I survived your wickedness, grandmother, and I have returned." The crowd stirred, whispering, watching. Amara raised the documents she had gathered. "This land, these houses, the farm, my father left them for me. You sold them, you lied, and you tried to kill me. Today, the truth will be known." The village chief stepped forward, taking the papers. After reading, he looked at Mama Ibele with anger. "Is this true?" Mama Ibele trembled. The people shouted, accusing her, calling her a thief and a murderer. Mama Ibele was stripped of her rights as an elder. The land buyers were forced to return what was left. Amara was declared the rightful owner of her father's inheritance. But Amara did not stop there. She gave part of the land to the poor villagers who had always supported her. She rebuilt one of the houses and opened a small school, teaching children to read and write, something her father always wanted. Mama Ibele, once feared, now lived alone, rejected by the village. Every time she saw Amara walking strong and proud, she was reminded of her own downfall. Years later, Amara stood by her father's grave. The wind blew gently through the trees. "Papa, I did it. I survived, I fought, and I won. Your name lives on